Hi, this is Janet at Crafts and Collage. Welcome back to my channel. Please take a minute to subscribe if you're new here. Much appreciated. So, I have something to show you. I don't know how my camera will pick up the texture of these, but it's the texture of them that I love. It's almost a linen texture, and the edges are darkened. I did that and so on, but it's almost like a linen, a raw linen. And I just love texture. I have a thing about lace and texture and things like that, especially on junk journals and folios and things like that. So, about 4 years ago, I found this deal on Etsy. I don't know what I was searching for, but it wasn't plaster casting. But this person was selling this box of 12 rolls of 8 or 12, I forget, of the gypsum plaster casting material, the rolls that they use at hospitals to cast your limbs. So it was a ridiculously low price, like no one was bidding, so I ended up bidding $3 for the 8 or 12 rolls, whichever it was, and I won. Like, it was just crazy. I don't even know why I bid on it. I had no designs on it. I'd never really worked with it before, except in some in high school and so on in the art department. But it's a wrapped roll of plaster material. It's coated in the plaster, and it's the cotton that it takes. So I got it out thinking that I was never likely going to do any kind of sculpting, because people sculpt with this, much like they do with, what's it called? Where you put this, is that decoupage? Anyway, so I decided I was going to pull out a roll and see if I could play with it, have some fun with it. So, because I love texture so much, I started by cutting off a couple of pieces, approximately the same width, and then I decided to do them individually. But because of their flimsiness, is that a word even? Their flexibility, even after I've Mod Podged the top layer, I'm going to try 2 together. This is a single layer. Gosh, I love the linen effect. And this is going to be a double layer, so we'll see if that works out a little bit better, gives it a little more strength. I know the casting material isn't too expensive, and I also know that with rolls of gauze or old materials, you can use cornstarch and baking soda and create a very, very similar gesso type plaster effect, you know. Now this I'm using, instead of water, which is what they normally use for plaster casting, I'm going to use the mixture that I have, where I make tissue paper into translucent paper and so on. You can see the video, it's a couple of weeks back. But I'm going to use it. This is 1 part glue, 1 part Mod Podge, and 2 parts water. So I keep it sort of always mixed all the time because I use it for so much. And we're going to see how this works, because those others that I showed you, these examples over here, are done with water. I started with water because I know that's what they use, especially in art class, when they're using plaster of Paris and so on as a wrapping substance. So let's see how this works. I don't know if the water will soak through to the second layer there or not, but we're going to find out. We're going to see. Well, if it's sliding like that, it means it's already wet on the bottom then. All right. If that's the case, let us put it under the dryer for a few minutes, like a lady at an old-fashioned beauty salon. Pop you under the dryer there, dear. Okay, let's go and see what happens with this, because the double layer should actually help. I'm hoping it will anyway. But these were so much fun once I got the pieces themselves, the squares themselves finished, adding the lace and the jewelry, you know, the embellishments and so on, was just a whole lot of fun. And I figure as, you know, front pieces or decorative items for a journal cover, they're just wonderful. And I'm not going to stop at this. I've got enough casting material that I can actually play around with it a bit. So I'm going to have some fun with it and see what I can come up with. And if I can successfully make something that lasts, because in its raw form, once it's dry, it's very powdery. It doesn't hold together super well, so I would say the layer of Mod Podge over it is essential, but this one I use the layer itself to wet it, so we're going to see how this turns out. But if I'll put some up in my Etsy shop if they seem to be doing well, you know, or if they seem to be liked, because I think that raw linen look is gorgeous, and I'm going to use it on the background of my the one that I'm going to do for travel. I'm going to do a folio, a really pretty folio for travel, and I'm looking forward to that. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a few minutes because this is going to take about 10 minutes to dry thoroughly, and I will be back. Hi, okay, we're back. It's been about 10 minutes, I think 7 to 10 minutes. So let's see how this is doing. I love the look of those. Let's see, okay. Needs a little bit more time on the reverse side, on the plastic side. So far, it looks like it's going to hold that dust in, that gypsum dust. Okay, sir, you have to get down. Go on. No, 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 no. You're too big for up there right now. Thank you. You just love my work area, don't you, you crazy cat? So, I'm going to try different things. I'm actually going to attempt to wrap a junk journal cover in the casting material and see how that comes out. It might be too heavy to use, I don't know, but I'm going to play a little bit and see what happens. So once these are finished, all you do is, I tried to fray the edges, and even when it's in its like roll form, its original form, they don't fray very well because of the plaster that's on them. So you kind of cut it to where you want it to be. If you want to darken the edges, I tried a little bit of the light blue stamp pad on the edges of the one, and it just looked amazing. And you can leave it white. These I aged a little bit with some different color, you know, different colors rubbed into them. And really, that's just what you can do with them is never ending. With this one, you can see that it's got a fold in it. What I was trying, while it was wet, sitting on the plastic before I put it under the dryer, I pinched it, and it came up whatever way you pinch it, that's how it dries. So you could do texture and just patterns, and it could be absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. I can see myself really enjoying playing with this. So this is all that I wanted to show you today. I have fun with it. Plaster material isn't that expensive. I mean, it's not super cheap, but it's not super expensive. Or you can check the price of the gauze rolls for things like in pharmacies and so on, or Michael's, places like that. Or an old sheet, you could tear it into strips and roll it up, same thing, and just use the glue, Mod Podge, water with a touch of cornstarch and baking soda in it to give it that slightly grittier texture. I will be trying these different things in the coming weeks. I'm really excited about this. I really like this. So let's see how. Okay, now what this is coated with, and you can't tell either side. that's nice. On these, the side that was laying on the plastic came up shiny and very flat. On this, with the mixture of water, glue, and Mod Podge, it came up on both sides. The texture stays the same look. I like this. It has a little bit of flexibility for working with it. I really like this. You'll have to try it, folks. This is really cool. And I think that just like anything else, like lace or leather or silks or any of the textures we like to work with, these are another texture that are just, wow, amazing, just really beautiful. So another idea for your craft chest. Have a great day.